I hope everyone got the mid and minor one marks. You can able to see right in LMS.
You can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. If any queries are there regarding the evaluation, we'll have a discussion on Thursday. Okay. Thursday we have a class at 4:30, right? So we'll have a. If you have any doubts, you can ask me on Thursday. First, we'll have a mid examination. Then after we'll have a next Thursday. We'll have a minor one also. Okay, if possible, if time permits, if don't have a few people are there having the doubts in the evaluation, we'll try to finish the minor one also on Thursday. This Thursday, coming Thursday. Is there anything Thursday? Just a minute. I think coming this Thursday, you have a some electrical engineering association seminar is there. Okay, if possible, we'll postpone it to the next week only. If you have any doubts in the evaluation. Shall I discuss about uh, the answers for the mid examination?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is about the LMS. You can able to see the screen of this LMS, right? This is a mid examination. This question one, actually, yeah, write five primary types of waveform distortion. This is the question which I asked you, right? I mean, this is the theory part which I discussed in the class also. We have a harmonics, noise, notch, and then the interharmonics, a DC offset. Okay, writing those points is not enough. We need to discuss about it because it is a 5 marks question. You need to explain those things which are very much relevant also. Okay, if you have written that answer, I could have given the marks. Otherwise, you may be getting around 2 to 2.5 marks. Okay, and then the question two, which is of this is the question. The double line to ground fault occurs at source side. And due to this, the three-phase voltages are VA is equal to 0 at an angle of 0 degrees, VB1 1 at an angle of minus 120 degrees, VC is 0 at an angle of 120 degrees. Okay. We need to calculate in the question, you need to calculate about the 11 kV. On the 11 kV side, you need to calculate the voltages. This question, we have given this voltages. The type of the transformer is, which is the type of the, I'll just share the screen also. Share content. Is it visible, right? The one note?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. I mean, this is the question which I asked in the examination, the mid examination. This is D by G3 transformer. Okay. This is VA is equal to 0 at an angle of 0 degrees, and BB is equal to 1 at an angle of minus 120 degrees, and VC is 0 at an angle of 120 degrees. The type of the transformer is DY G3. The ground is there. Okay. One thing is when you have a delta and then the Y grounded, if you take about on the primary side, that is, this is the primary side of the transformer, primary side, and the YG3 is of the secondary. YG3 is of secondary. See, this delta, it won't have the neutral path. Neutral is not grounded. So the zero sequence on the primary will exist, but not, it will be circulating over in the delta only. It won't be transferred to the secondary side of VA2. The secondary side, the zero sequence voltage is 0. This is the first thing. And then when you say about the 3, when you say about this 3, with respect to the positive sequence voltage, and then the VA2 of the positive is equal to VA1 positive sequence plus e power minus of j 90 degrees. It will be lagging with respect to the positive sequence of the primary voltage. Okay. And if you take about the VA1 negative, the VA2 negative will be VA1 positive sequence, the e power j and 90 degrees. Sorry, it is negative voltage. This is VA1 negative plus 90. Yes, one thing is, this is the secondary side voltages of the zero sequence will be 0. Okay. With respect to the positive sequence voltage, the negative, the second, sorry, this is also. With respect to the positive sequence of the primary voltage, the secondary side voltage will be lagging by minus 90 degrees, lagging by minus 90 degrees. Whereas the positive sequence, whereas the negative sequence voltage will be leading the primary negative sequence voltage. That is the very basic fundamental thing which I have mentioned in the class also. But many of the people, they have not made this one, the VA2 as VA2 0 as 0. But this is correct, but most of the people, they have substituted as VA2 0 as VA1 0. This is wrong. Okay, because the DYG transformer, DYG3 type of a transformer, the secondary, the zero sequence voltage transformation will only be happening from the primary to the secondary. Okay. And this part, positive sequence voltage of the secondary is minus of lagging by minus 90 degrees. Very few people have done this method this way. Okay. This VA negative also, they have not taken off e power of minus j 90 degrees. If you have done this method, then you could have gone the marks. Otherwise, finding out the zero sequence and positive sequence and negative sequence voltages, if this is correct on the primary side, maybe you might be getting from 2 to 2.5 marks. 2.5 marks. If you're done doing, I mean, some people have not done the VA to 0 as 0. they have not taken this one as 0, they have taken this consideration, and this part they have done it also, the positive sequence and the negative sequence. Maybe in that case, maybe you will be getting out 1.5 marks. If you're not taken this, and if you have taken this, you will be getting of around maybe 4 marks maybe. Okay, if you done correctly the entire thing, maybe you will be given about 5 marks. Okay. First thing is, as I was mentioning, that when you are trying to resolve finding out the secondary voltages from the primary side voltages during the unbalanced voltage condition, these are the unbalanced voltage condition. These are the fault condition. That means that it is equal to the unbalanced voltage. In that case, first thing is we need to resolve to the zero sequence, positive sequence, and then the negative sequence voltage. These are the voltages. Okay, we know the transformation matrix, that is VA naught 1 of 0, VA1 of positive sequence, VA1 of negative is equal to 1 by 3 times of 1 1 1 1 A square 1 A square A into the voltages of the primary, that is VA, VB and VC. You can directly substitute those voltages also. You can substitute those voltages here as 0. This is 1 at an angle of minus 120 degrees and 0. When you do this transformation, you will be getting the voltages as 0.33 at an angle of minus 120 degrees, 0.33 at an angle of 0 degrees, 0.33 at an angle of 120 degrees. This is the voltage which you get on the primary side of the positive sequence, zero sequence, positive sequence and negative sequence. Now, the voltages, the VA2 naught, the secondary side sequence voltages is 0. The VA2 positive sequence will be 0.33 at an angle of minus 90 degrees. VA2 negative sequence is equal to 0.33 at an angle of 120 plus 90 degrees, is just 210 degrees. Okay. Now we need to go for the VA2, VB2 and VC2 by taking this particular transformer, which is of T inverse, to take about these voltages, 0, the VA2 naught we need to take out here, the VA2 positive and VA2 negative. When you do these things, we'll be getting the voltages as 0.5774 at an angle of minus 120 degrees. This is 0 and 0.5774 at an angle of 60 degrees. This is an answer. Okay. This question have discussed for the different cases, at least I've done for the 2 cases. As I remember in the class, I've discussed this problem. I've been clearly mentioned about this particular point of this point also. I discussed it also, and this power e power minus j9 minus j90 e power j90 also. I mean, I might have done with the dy1 transformer also. Okay, this particular point I discussed with almost all in the class also, the 2 problems, but very few people have done it correct. Okay. I don't know what is wrong in understanding the concept. Okay. I mean, if I see this one, this question, especially the Q2, this particular problem, and examination, I think very few people have done it in the correct way. So the average of the question is around 2.75. This is the 2.75. This question is 2.75 is average out of 26 students. Yes, I mean, you need to listen the lectures very carefully. I mean, otherwise you will be doing these kind of the mistakes. Okay. And next question also, similar sort of the question, I have made it to, okay, we'll go to the merit quiz. Just a minute. Question bank, that is Q2. There is one more question in the examination, similarly, but this is YYG3 transformer. This is YYG3 transformer. Okay. In this particular question also, the primary side, there is no grounded. The primary side is not grounded, right? Then obviously, in this particular problem also, this is a problem which is of another type of the question. This is single line to ground fault. Single line to ground fault. That is VA. The VA is equal to 1 at an angle of 0 degrees. The VB is 0. And then VC is 1 at an angle of 120 degrees. And the type of the transformer is okay, star star grounded on the secondary side, which is of 3. Okay. This also, I mean, we need to convert to the sequence voltages on the primary side of VA1 0 and VA2 positive and VA1, that is VA1 positive and the VA1 a negative sequence voltage. Then the VA2 voltages on the 0 side will be 0 because there is no transformation of the 0 sequence voltage from the primary side to the secondary side. There won't be 0 sequence voltage transformation. Then the VA2 positive will be of VA1 positive sequence voltage, and then e power of minus j 90 degrees will be added over here, and the VA2 negative will be VA1 negative e power of j 90 degrees. This thing each you need to do it. If you do this, you will be getting then you need to go with the inverse transformation. I will just give about the answers over here. The VA1 0, the VA1 positive sequence, and the VA1 negative sequence will be, this is converting. How do you do this? We have a transformation matrix and we need to do the substitution the primary side voltage. So it is VA, VB and VC. You will be getting the answers as the as 0.333 at an angle of 60 degrees, 0.667 0 degrees, 0.333 at an angle of minus 60 degrees. This way. Then the VA2 0 will be 0. The VA2 positive sequence voltage will be 0.667 at an angle of minus 90 degrees because it's a y3 3 is there, right? If it is 6, then we need to go for minus 180 degrees. If it is 2 degrees, if it is y by g2, then we need to go for minus 60 degrees. Okay. I mean the number, this how each individual number is indicating of 30 degrees, right? So this way we need to go. Yg2 means it's minus 60 degrees. 6 means we need to go for the primary voltage lagging, the secondary voltage lagging by minus 180 degrees with respect to the primary voltage. These are all with respect to the whatever I said, this angle is with respect to the positive sequence voltages. Either the negative sequence voltage will be leading with respect to the negative sequence voltage of the primary cell. Then the VA to negative, here e power j90 will be there, is 0.333 at an angle of 30 degrees. 30 degrees. And now again you need to convert, that is VA2, VB2, and then VC2 with the transformation inverse transformation matrix, which is T inverse, and then these voltages, it is VA2 not, VA2 positive, and VA2 negative. Then you will be getting the voltage as 0.577 at an angle of minus 60 degrees. This is one at an angle of 150 degrees. Then this is 0.577 at an angle of 0 degrees. Okay, this is about the VA2, VB2. And the same kind of consideration is whatever I was mentioning, the evaluation, the same thing. This is a 2.25 marks if you done this part correct. And if you're not taking this, then finding out these things, and if you do this, you will be getting out 1.5. Then it is around 4 marks or 3.5 marks also sometimes. Okay, if you do the completely correctly, you will be given the 5 marks. Okay. Yeah. Next is question 3. Question 3. In question 3 also I have framed it the 2 different questions. Okay. I mean the earlier question also have been discussed in the class. Nothing new, nothing change over the I mean I didn't do any changes in the what to say, only the concept is something, a difference is there. Apart from that, it has been discussed in the class also. The third question, which is of this, the 11 kV overhead transmission line is having a line impedance of 0.363 J 0.351 ohm per kilometer for a fault levels that is given around 600 MVA and 80 MVA. Plot the sag magnitude as distance of fault from the PCC. Take the faults up to 50 kilometer length in a step of 10 kilometer. What is the impact of fault level on voltage? This question, most of the people have done it also. Very few, I think, have not done it. But this part, what is the impact of the fault level on voltage? Most of the people have not written about this particular point. For that, I have deducted a 1 mark. Okay. This is here. Yeah. This question, the answers, I mean, the way which we need to do it is we need to find out the PCC voltage. The equation is of the PCC voltage is VPCC is equal to the fault impedance is of 0.363 plus 0.351 J into L by if you take about the 600 MVA, if you take about the impedance which is there J.2017, which how does they calculate it is 11 square by 600, which you get around 0.2017 plus 0.363 plus 0.351 J into L. Okay. This kind of a question also have been discussed in the class. It's not a new problem which I have not given out of the class. Okay, the L is equal to 0, we'll be getting around 0. Which of then is L is equal to 10 kilometers, we'll be getting as 10.6987. 20 is 10.8483. This I'm taken as 11 kV volts. Here it is multiplied with 11 kV. To take a per unit, 1 per unit will be getting around a 0.9726, 9726.9862 and 30 kilometers. These are the per unit values. These are the kV, kilovolts. That is 10.8986, 8986 and 0.9908. And this is of 40 is equal to 10.9293, 0.9931. 50 kilometers as 10.9391 and 0.9945. Okay. And next is equation is of for 80 MVA. For 80 MVA, we get the PCC voltage the 351 into L by J times of 1.5125 5125 plus 0.363 plus 0.351 J into L. The values, this part, which how do you calculate is V square by 80, that is 11 square by 80. It's J times. Here also J times. Here you get the PCC voltage per kV and per unit. Per 0 is 0. Per 10 kilometer, it is getting us up 8.963 is 0.8148. This is 9.9158 is 0.9014. 10.263 0.9330. 10.4421 is 0.933 9493 9493 is 10.5512 into 0.9592. Here, if the fault level MVA is going from 600 to suppose MVA to 800 MVA, 80 MVA, 8 MVA, The PCC voltage impact on the magnitude is very high when you compare to the 600 MVA. The 8 MVA, the voltage sag magnitude impact is very much higher. We can see that at a 10 kV line itself only, it is 8.963 here, whereas this case of 600 MVA, the impact is more on the 80 MVA, on the 8 MVA. Okay, that is a point which you need to write. For that, it is a 1 mark is there. And there is one other question, which in the similar Q3, there is one more question, which is of the line impedance or the fault impedance has been varied from 0.117 to J.315 ohm per kilometer. We need to do for 200 MVA and 100 MVA. And we need to find out what is the impact of fault level on the voltage. I just give about the answers for that question also. Okay. For a 200 MVA, 200 MVA, ZS is equal to something around J is equal to 0.6050. For a 100 MVA, the answers are ZS is equal to J times of 1.21. Okay, it is gives us 0. These are per unit values of the PCC voltage. These are the PCC voltage is of kV. So 0.8544, it's 9.3980, 0.9218. I'm not writing the equation also. 0.9466, 10.4121, 0.9594, 10.5535, 0.9673, 10.6403. And about this for 100 MVA, the PCC voltage per unit, the PCC voltage for the kV is equal to 0.744, 8.18, 0.8544, 9.39, 0.8982, 9.88, 0.9218, 10.13. This is 0.9365, 10.30. And again, what is the impact of the fault level? The question has given what is the impact of the fault level on voltage. The same example which I have given, same explanation which I have given for the earlier problem. Okay. This kind of a question, whatever I discussed, this question also have given the explanation. I solved some 2 problems as I remember in the class also. Okay. That particular question also, I think the question 3, which I was mentioning, and it is around 3.81 marks. Okay, of 20. I mean the Q3A and 3B, which is of 3.81 marks. Some of the people have not attempted it also. Okay, they have not even properly answered the question. And what is the impact of the fault level? For that question, they have not even able to. They have not answered it also. Okay. Next is question 4. Question 4. Okay, not this question. It's not, this is the last question, right? Question 5. Question 3. Yeah. This is the question which I have not even discussed in the class also. This is the problem which is related to the voltage side. Okay, this is the problem which is related to the voltage side. What I ask you is draw the load voltage before, during, and after the fault if the fault occurs on the source side. We need to find out the capacitor voltage. We need to draw the with the capacitor as a load, draw the load as a load, draw the load voltage before, during, and after the fault if the fault occurs on the source side. This question is a 3 marks question. This question is a 3 marks question, but here it has been labeled as a. Yeah, this question is a 3 marks question only. This question is a 3 marks question only. When in the formulating the question also, I have given this question as 3 marks question. Okay. Let me go to the question. Yeah, this is the question. Right? The answer is for that question without the output voltage. If you consider a pure RL load, what we have been expecting was for the half-wave rectifier of this output side. We consider the pure R load. This is a diode bridge rectifier, right? We'll be expecting this sort of the voltage. On the single phase a bridge rectifier, it is not a control. We'll be expecting is a kind of the waveform which we have been expecting for a R load. Assume that the voltage, this is the voltage. This is the peak of the supply. I mean, this is the peak of the supply source voltage, right? This is a source voltage peak. Maybe it can say that this is a VM. Okay. What is going to happen is if you connect a capacitor, it tries to charge up to here. It goes on charging over up to this here. After that, there is a decrement in the voltage also. Decrement in the voltage. But what exactly it is going to happen is it won't take about the voltage this way. Because of having the thyristor, whatever may be the diode, they have their internal resistance also, but it cannot able to maintain this particular decrease in the voltage this path. This is going to take this kind of the voltage this way. Okay. Again, it goes to charging again to this supply voltage. Again, this is going to have this part, this part. This is the ideal. I mean, you can try to do the simulation also. You can understand it. It tries to charge to the peak. Again, it tries to decrease, but decrease in the voltage, it won't happen the sudden this path. Again, this way, it is going to happen across the capacitor in the ideal. When there is no, this is when you are expecting the nominal sinusoidal voltage. Suppose if there is a sag at this particular point, the voltage has been brought to this waveform, suppose. Okay, this is the voltage is during sag. During sag, this is the voltage. Now, what is going to happen was the supply voltage itself is decreased this way. Then what is going to happen is it is going to fall maybe this path, maybe this way. It is going to decrease this way. Again to charging to this. In the next cycle also, maybe if you think about this, the same voltage, it is going to charge this. Okay. How does it looks was? It goes to charge maybe this path into this and decrease. Suppose if there is a sag occur at this particular point, what happened was it is going to maintain to this, charging, discharging, again charging, again discharging, again charging, again discharging. Again, once after the fault, the voltage is bring back. Again, if you release the fault also, again what happened was it is going to charge to the supply peak. Again, this charge and then this charge and this way. I mean, this charging and discharging also, it is all dependent on the capacitance value also. But the thing is like during the sag, during the fault occurred in the system, the voltage is going to decrease. Okay, it may be have been maintained before this one, before the fault. This is the voltage, maybe the nominal voltage. During the sag, the supplied voltage itself has been decreased. Then in that case, we cannot able to maintain this particular voltage all the time. This is the voltage during the fault. Again, when the fault has been cleared, it is again bringing back to the nominal voltage. This is the voltage waveform which I'm expecting as an answer. If you are written up to this, some they have written up to this, might be being given the 1 mark. Okay. Some of the students have tried to attempt the answer in the different approach also. For them also, maybe I hardly has given around 1.5 marks to 1.5 marks as I remember. Okay. 1.5 marks has given, but not the expected waveform has not been written, but some of they have attempted in the also for them they have given you 1.1. Most of the people have got only 1 mark. Okay. You can see that also. Particular to this 3 marks question, right? This is the question around 0.92. Correct, 26. Okay. Question 4, question 6. Yeah. So far, I have whatever the 3 marks question which I have not discussed in the class. Okay, please kindly note that the 3 marks question which I have given you, which I have not discussed in the class also. Okay. So far, around 15 marks have been discussed. In the 15 marks, the 3 marks question only I have not discussed in the class. Yeah, this is the question which I have not. I've given a hint of this kind of the problem also, but this is the problem which I have not discussed very elaboratively also. But in the question, it is very clear what to be done also. Okay, the prove mathematically that triplet harmonic currents do not exist in star connected balanced load. In a star connected balanced load to a 3-phase star connected source with neutral having triplet harmonic voltages. Source has a triplet harmonic voltages, but the load is the star connected balanced load. By applying the Kirchhoff current law at a node of the star connected balanced load, okay, we need to apply the Kirchhoff current law at a node of the star connected balanced load. Assuming that the triplet harmonic currents flow in the star connected balanced load. Okay, it is very clear that what to be done also. I will. Okay, one thing is this is a star connected load. Maybe I just this is a load. We need to apply the KCL at this particular node, assuming that you have a triplet harmonic currents which is flowing in the ILB. I mean in all the cases, ILC. We can say that if you consider the triplet harmonics, maybe it is all of we know that all the triplet harmonics all in the same phase or all co-phasor. Let us assume one of the current is of ILA as something like of IM sine of 3 omega t, the ILB as of IM of sine of 3 omega t, ILC as IM of sine 3 omega t. Okay. Applying the KCL at node, KCL at node N, which is of then what happens is ILA plus ILB plus ILC is equal to 0. KCL is this. Then we get as 3Im of sine omega t, sine 3 omega t is equal to 0. See, in this equation, this is the current of the third harmonic peak current. This is the third harmonic peak current. Especially when you see that the KCL at node N, the KCL is the sum of the currents at node is 0. Okay. This particular, in this equation, the sine 3 omega t is not equal to 0. Sine 3 omega t is not equal to 0. It cannot be. The only thing is this particular Im has to be 0. Im has to be 0. In that case, when you say that this Im is equal to 0, in order to satisfy the Kirchhoff current law, the third harmonic, the peak current should be equal to 0. Should be equal to 0. Even in that case, because of that, there won't be any tripling harmonic currents will not be flowing even though the triplet harmonic voltages present in a source also. If you have written this sort of an explanation, people have tried to this and after this, there is no clarity of why you are making this part of Im is equal to 0. They have not given much clarity, not able to understand what they have written it also. Okay, maybe up to here some of the people have tried, some they have not have been tried it also. They have gone to the again to the line voltages. They have gone to again, they have written this, again they have gone to the line voltages and they have tried to something, given an option to me to figure out what is the answer also. If you have written this sort of an explanation, whatever I have given you the 5 marks up to this things, up to this thing which you have able to write, and there is no, if there is no proper explanation, I have given you the 3.5 marks. Some of the students have done it. Maybe for them they have gone for a 0 to 2.5 marks. Okay. Most of the people, some of the people have got 3.5 marks without having the proper explanation. How can you make this Im is equal to 0? Okay. If you not explain it properly, you will be getting around a 3.5 marks. As of now, the question in the question paper, this marks of 5 marks and 3 marks, which is of the capacitor voltage. 8 marks is the marks which have so far whatever I've discussed is around 20 to 23 marks. In the 23 marks, the 8 marks which is are not discussed in the class. Okay, but this 5 mark in the question in the discussion of discussing about the triplet harmonics, I've given some sort of a hint also while discussing about the triplet harmonic. For this 5 mark question also, I've given a small hint also. You can really go through that lecture also. Okay. Yeah. The next question is If you want, you can see that marks also, no problem. That that question is around 0.92 marks, maybe average of 1. Okay. The last question, which I've this question, not this question, right to Q4. This is the last question which I've given in the exam. This is the question which I've given you in the minor one examination, and I've discussed the solution also in the last while discussing about the solution of the minor one. Also, I've discussed it also. Okay. I'll just give about the answers. Not discussing about entire the key. Okay, the answers are for that question are, one thing is the current of ILA is equal to 3.5326 at an angle of minus 118 degrees. The ILB, it is around 11.0977 minus 83 degrees. ILC, which is around 14.1438 at an angle of 88 degrees. These are all the currents. The terminal voltages and the VTA is equal to ZLA into ILA. Okay, what you get is around 49.9591 minus 73. The VTB voltage is around 400 volts, which is of minus 139. The VTC is 316.264 at an angle of 151. And again, we need to find out the sequence voltages, sequence currents also, sequence currents as well as sequence voltages. Up to this, the thing, I mean, most of the people have done it also. Have given around the 3.5 marks. Okay. If are able to find out these voltages, maybe they have done it wrong also, and they try to find out the unbalanced factor. I mean, may not be the unbalanced factor is correct. These voltages are wrong itself only. For them, have given them around 4.5 marks. Okay, 3.5 plus 1. If they have done it wrong way and try to try to make out the solution, for them, I have given them 1 mark. I mean, most of the people, they are not able to calculate these currents itself. This current itself only, they have not done it properly. Especially the loop equations. The loop equations, while making out, figuring out the loop currents of I1 and I2, some they have done the mistake. But then I have given them around 2 marks. Okay. 2, maybe it varies. 2.5 marks it varies. Okay. The unbalance factor for this is voltage unbalance factor is around voltage unbalance factor, which is with respect to the VTA negative by VTB positive, VTA positive, you'll be getting around 9.3%, whereas the current unbalance factor, which you get around 126%. Okay, 126%. This question also, which is the question which I have given in the minor one examination. Okay, with this explanation, almost around 20 3 plus 5, which is of 8 marks, which I have not discussed it also. It is based on your understanding, based on the understanding, you need to make out this 8 marks. Otherwise, the 22 marks, which is very well discussed in the class only. It is just applying only. It is just applying whatever you have learned in the class. From that, if you are able to try to do out, we will be getting the 22 marks. The only the 8 marks question is in that also I feel this mark which I feel like I've discussed it also, but only this 3 marks alone. It's based on your understanding of the concepts which you need to know. Okay. Is there any doubts? No. Why I was discussing about this particular point of 8 marks and 22 marks is I just came to know that whichever I have not discussed in the class, I've given in the examination. Okay. I just came to know the feedback from some of the students. I have given the questions which I have not discussed in the class also. Especially about the 22 marks. In the 22 marks, one of the theory question is there. One theory question is there. It is very well straightforward. The rest of the problems, which is there, which is based upon the voltage size magnitude, which is the problem which I discuss it also. And one more thing is the dy sum transformer is there for this question also, which I discussed this problem, especially the transformation of the voltage side from the primary to secondary also. This is also the problem which I discussed it also. The 5 marks and this 5 marks, total is 15 marks. About the 7 marks question, the 7 mark which is of minor one, this question marks also have been discussed in the while discussing about the solution of the minor one marks. So far around 22 marks, which is almost all discussed. There is no such sort of that which I have not discussed it also. Okay. The only the 8 marks question which have not been discussed it at all also. This kind of the percentage is, if you calculate about a percentage also, it is roughly around 36% maybe. Hardly there is a something which I have not discussed with also. But I feel like only the 3 marks also have not discussed it at all. Okay. Yeah. Regarding the evaluation of the mid-examination, hopefully we'll try to have on coming this Thursday. Otherwise, next week Thursday class. Coming this Thursday, you will be having that seminar on the electrical engineering association. So maybe it may not be possible this coming Thursday. Mostly like we'll be having in the next week only. And one more thing I want to discuss it. Some of the people have sent me by email. Okay. Those questions also only if you are submitted, the exam should be over by 4:20, right? Exam should be over by 4:20. Whoever have submitted within the 2 minutes, okay, maybe some of them have the uploading issues and the mailing it may not be within the 2 minutes or within the 3 minutes. If you are sent by email, then in that case, I will be considering for the evaluation 100%. If you have delayed for 2 minutes, after then maybe within the after from 4 to 5 minutes, then I will be evaluating for the 50% for the 50% marks for the evaluation. Okay. Because now we have given you a 20 minutes of extra, that itself is a backup time. You have to make out yourself is the uploading within that 20 minutes. Generally, the mid-examination of 10 minutes only, as far I remember, like 10 minutes for the uploading time. That we have given you a 20 minutes time for uploading. but still you could not, you have to manage yourself also. Because now, see, there are some of the students who are able to manage the time and they are able to upload it 20 minutes well before. For them, we need to give a justification, right? If you have submitted very late, in that case, it should not be considered also. I mean, that's what I feel. If you have anything regarding the issues in evaluation, you try to discuss with your CR, and when I mean, I'll talk to your CR also. Okay? We'll meet in on next class on tomorrow.